everybody, David back with Awesome Autographs and More, episode number 269 from, I guess it would be the second full day of the National, Friday, July 31st. We have, again, 4 VIP signers from today who I ended up with more tickets than I knew what to do with in some cases, and then a couple of others, regular signers that we got. So first up, VIP signer number 1 is former Major League Baseball player Gene Heiser, who signed this nice 1972 Rookies card. Now I can see if I can get either of these other 2 guys to sign it. If not, we'll leave it the way it is. Next up, I have 3 of his 3 copies of the same card. He does not have very many cards because he did not play very much. But we have 1, card number 2, and card number 3. And then we have a number of these generic cards. A baseball bat, a baseball, the black and gold baseball, and the Chicago National League card as he played for the Cubs. And that is it for Mr. Gene Heiser. Next up is former National Hockey League player Grant Mulvey. Again, I had a couple of his cards, and then we filled out the rest of the tickets with some generic cards. So he played with Chicago. I think he played with 1 or 2 other teams. Can't remember off the top of my head. Couldn't find cards of either of those other 2 teams of his. So we have now some generic. This is a generic hockey puck. And 3 of those, and then 3 of the Chicago generic hockey cards. The other 2 teams he played for, the autograph card company does not make cards for those cities. They produce everything for current anyways, for baseball, and they have a fair amount of the cities for football. They only have a couple for hockey. I think it's Chicago, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and the New York Rangers. I think that's all the 4 that they make at this point. So we went for all Chicago. Would have gone for the other cities, except, like I said, we don't have cards at this point, either trading cards or autograph cards. Next up, 3rd signer of the day, former Chicago Bear, NFL player, Mr. Wendell Davis. And I had a ton of his tickets for him, so I'm going to go through this fast. You will see a few duplication of cards as we go through because they're not really in any particular order. But he's got some nice cards. He's got a decent signature. Oops. Horizontal card. And that. And we also have a few generic cards here. We have 1, 2, and 3 footballs, and then 1, 2 Chicago footballs. Mr. Wendell Davis. So far, the show has been pretty good. There doesn't seem to be the level of crowding that there has been in prior years at the autograph section. Now, I have not spent a whole lot of time on the floor as of yet, so I don't know if it's more, if for some reason this year people are more focused on the floor and buying and or selling, I guess, or the corporate stuff that goes on. I tend to spend most of my time near the autograph area because obviously that's what I'm there for. Next up, Mr. Chuck Knoblauch, and there's a load of cards here. So, and yeah, we got them all signed. I had that many tickets. That is, can't quite see it, but I think that's Kansas City Royals. Rookie of the Year card. He spent most of his career with Minnesota. So I have a lot of Minnesota cards in here. Didn't hurt that it was a time frame when they produced 40 gazillion cards of every player back in the day. It's a 92 Donruss. I think that's the 92 Topps Toys R Us Stadium Club card. Oh, sideways or horizontal. 92 or 3 Topps. Upper Deck, I want to say maybe 95 or 96. Don't remember exactly. Another of his Rookie of the Year cards. Another Upper Deck product. And this is with the Yankees. Now we've got a few. I didn't have to get as many of the autograph cards this time. I had so many of his regular trading cards, but I did get a generic back card, and then one for each of the teams that he played with, which is Minnesota, New York Yankees, and the Kansas City Royals. And that is Mr. Chuck Knoblauch in a very long summary. Okay, next up, the other two that we got. One for my 1990 Leaf set. Very glad to have Mr. Ozzie Guillen. It's got a pretty cool signature there. And that is definitely an addition to the set. So one more completed. And last but not least, we have Mr. Jim Covert of the Chicago Bears. And this 1990 Fleer set is a set I've just kind of started on. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of these as I go through the set and start pulling out people that sign through the mail, get those out, and then whatever else I have to pick up elsewhere. And the other set is, this is the Fleer All-Pro insert set for 1990. And there's like, I want to say there's about 18 cards in this set. And it's a set that I've always really liked. So I actually have, out of the 18, I probably have 8 of them or so already done. This is Mr. Jim Covert. And in addition to those 2 cards, I also had him sign my big Panorama Soldier Bears photo, which, as I said yesterday in the video, or the day before, I forget what day we last added somebody. I think it was Wednesday. So that's the summary for today, Friday, July 31st. Fairly good national at this point, so I'm anxious to see where the next 2 days go and what comes out of that. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching, spending the time with me, and thank you to the athletes for their autographs. That's it for now. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.